The Division releases to record sales. Does it live up to the hype, or is it a buggy mess? We review Shadowrun, Dragonfall, Superhot, and Roundabout. Ted plays a lot of The Division. Rob rewinds time in Life is Strange, and The Division keeps us playing the other games. The Division. All this and more coming out in episode 2 of...
The Pile of Shame.
Gamers of all kinds, we know the struggle. That overwhelming pile of games is still beat. Conquer the pile. Don't quit. Today is March 17th, 2016. My name's Rob, and I'm the host of your support group. I go by Chai Tea out there in the gamer world, and you'll catch me most often in World of Warcraft and Rocket League. I also tend to enjoy first-person shooter games and all manner of RPGs, ranging from tactical to the MMO variety. With me tonight to help encourage you to keep up the fight against that growing pile are my co-hosts. Going first to Pete. Sir.
Hello, how's it going? I'm Pete, go by Fighting Viper, and I play bad games in addition to good games sometimes by mistake. So
I think you had a couple of good games this week, so
yeah, admittedly, I've been doing a really lackluster job on playing the bad stuff, so I got to come back around to my roots.
That's a-okay. And going next to Ted.
Hey, I'm Periclean on most platforms except The Division, where I'm cut frenulum just because why not? I play older games usually, except when something like The Division comes out. And I try to do my best to encourage Pete to play those crappy games so that I don't have to.
You're going to have to join me on some of them.
Oh, God. Yeah, I probably will.
I think it's pretty good to make sure Pete plays them, so you don't have to.
Yes.
Everybody's against me.
You're against yourself in this point.
Yeah. Almost like he's a Pete divided.
Right.
Zug zug, work complete.
Today we're going to talk about our pile. Where our pile is. I hit the magic 300.
You made it.
I made it. Yay. The Division added the 300th game to the pile. So my current shame quotient, as we've decided to take it, which means the percentage of games that we have yet to still complete that can be completed. Mine is 85.04%, which looking at the stats here, I'm winning.
You're in the lead. You're at least shameful. I congratulate you.
All right, Ted, how's your shame quotient doing?
I'm at a low 102 because I'm cheap. I have 60 that can be completed, and my shame percentage quotient, whatever you want to call it, is a slightly higher 86.67%.
666 repeating.
266.
Yes.
Ooh, ominous.
Pete, how's your library doing?
Oh, fantastic. It's constantly expanding in girth. I think I counted 886 games now. And I guess as far as shame goes, I'm pretty close to 90%, 89.62. So, yeah.
Well, keep adding a few more. You'll hit that 90 in no time.
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's the goal, but...
It's an A minus, right?
Right.
Bigger's better, right? Am I doing this wrong?
Bigger is better, obviously.
What she said.
Oh, no. You went there.
All right. Well, let's see what's causing us to rest on the pile.
Cart is not moving!
Oh,
So,
my gosh.
Pete.
Yeah.
Well, you moved the pile a little bit this week, but what's getting in your way?
Well, the wonderful, the magic of home ownership has been my struggle over the last couple of weeks here. I don't know. Anybody who owns a house knows that stuff goes wrong. I own a condo, and in my case, I'm also on the board. And,
Oh, you poor thing.
yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not even sure how that happened. It was an accident, but there you go. I'm still doing it. And yeah, so when a toilet overflows and damages walls, that means that I have to help deal with that. So that's been a bunch of it. Of course, The Division. I've been playing a lot of The Division instead of other games.
I think we've all been playing The Division.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yeah, I think that's going to be a common theme today. And then just running. I think I told you guys last time, signed up for a marathon in June, so I don't want to die when I do that.
Right.
And unfortunately, running takes time because I'm slow. So
Have you got the bloody nipples yet?
Yeah, that's happened. It's good fun. That was something I never expected, and then it's just like a little treat, a little surprise. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
hey Ted, I think I know what your answer is going to be, but what's keeping you from your pile?
Not bloody nipples. It's been.
oh, thank God, one of us doesn't have that.
Yeah, I'm trying my best here. We're not trying anyway. It's the Division and playing multiplayer in the Division and more Division. Did I mention the Division?
No, you haven't mentioned that.
Damn.
And for me, what's keeping me is the pen and paper bug. For me, the RPG bug bit me. I'll be talking about Shadowrun Dragonfall here fairly shortly. And after playing that, I really wanted to get back into Shadowrun. I'd been part of an RPG group that had been doing it, but we haven't, real life tends to nail you, especially when the GM was trying to sell his house and move into his new house.
That would be a little bit of a time.
That kind of took a few months away. So we actually hadn't played since November, and I was starting to get itchy. So we actually got together last weekend, and I'm starting a new character. We're kind of starting the campaign over since some of us had the same characters for like 4 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a long campaign.
Yeah, we decided to just kind of nuke that campaign and start over. So now I'm going to be playing like this punk rock elf monk. So it should be fun. And I also decided I'm going to get back into GMing Shadowrun as well. So getting some local friends together. We're going to meet up next Sunday to do character creation. So should be good.
You're not just satisfied with one Shadowrun game. You're going to do
no
2.
Well, the history of that Shadowrun game I'll be playing. I really like the character I built, but the history says we probably aren't going to be playing that much. So
okay.
do it when my schedule says I could do it. So we'll try that. Let's see. And also Rocket League. Anytime I have spare time, I'm in that game losing or winning.
You posted some good videos of it though. You do a lot of flying and you hit the ball, which is more than I do.
Right. It seems so weird in that game. I play ranked 2s mostly, and I don't have a partner that I play with, so I get matched up with randos, and either we crush, like I do 6-0, or we get crushed.
Okay.
Or like today, we lose the last goal with like 2 seconds left to take us into overtime, and then lose the goal because my teammate decides to go flipping end over end instead of going into the goal. So I swear Pete is my teammate all the time in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. That's pretty much how I play. Right. I like to get as close as I can to the ball without actually hitting it.
That's a way to play. And then the dreaded tax boss got a crit on me too, so that was fun.
Well, you're actually getting started on it, and I mean, still, I'm not even going to think about that until about 3 days before.
I'm glad I got started early because it's like I would start on one online service, and then I would enter some stuff, and then about 15 minutes in, they would be like, "Oh, now we're actually going to charge you $60 because you clicked the wrong button."
Because you lead a complicated life.
Right. The Patreon for my other podcast really screwed me up. So,
well, that'll teach you to
accept donations and try to be good for the community. That'll teach me. Oh man.
Next time.
All right. Well, let's chip at the pile a little bit. Another game down.
You're setting a precedent that I find very unsettling. 2 of these in a row.
Oh.
Well, the way I see it is we have nailed 3 games each time.
This is true.
So we're just keeping the average. So that's good. So for me, as I mentioned before, I beat Shadowrun Dragonfall, and it took me about 12 hours of gameplay. My Steam timer says like 24, but that's because I left it on for over a night and forgot about it. Oops. So
farming for cards. I know how this goes.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Shadowrun is a universe that I really enjoy that spans pen and paper, RPGs, novels, board games. They just came out with a card game a couple years ago. They had some really top-rated Super Nintendo and Genesis games back in the 90s. So Harebrained Schemes, that company recently revived the series with Shadowrun Returns. And the leader of Harebrained Schemes was actually a creator of Shadowrun himself. So they got a good backstory going on there.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. That's why it feels so Shadowrun-y, because it's the guy.
Pedigree.
Right. So after Shadowrun Returns, they continued the series with Dragonfall, the one I just beat, and they have come out with Hong Kong, and then the online version, Chronicles, with Boston Lockdown. So Shadowrun's universe is one where in 2012, the Sixth Age came around, returning magic to our world. So dragons, spirits, shamans, mages. But technology also kept running as well. So this takes place in the 2050s to 2075, depending on which series you're playing. And so imagine technology keeps going and you're in the 2050s. And so you've got the thing they call the Matrix, which is basically the internet. And corporations have taken over the world. So they have their own citizenship. They have their own extraterritoriality. And so they have their own arcologies in these cities that when you cross into their borders, you're crossing into a different country, essentially. And they've basically have full control over everything. They control governments, they control armies. So, but when shady business needs to be done, the corporations turn to deniable assets, Shadowrunners, to do their dirty work. And so that's you. You play in Shadowrun Dragonfall as a Shadowrunner. You build your character. You can choose a couple of different archetypes, or a few different archetypes. There's no classes per se in Shadowrun. You choose your race between elf, human, dwarf, orc, and troll, and Jew. Wait, wrong game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was going to say, when is the Jew going to show up?
So you get experience, what they call karma. And you spend that to either specialize like I did. I specialized as a shaman, or you can become versatile by branching into multiple different trees. So it's up to you how you spend your XP. So there's no set class. Gameplay is turn-based tactical RPG. And in combat, you take turns and then the enemy team take their turn. Similar to XCOM. That's a popular game that's like that. So I had a lot of fun with it.
And so you were saying that you've got like different skill areas you can branch into. How many of those are there? There are a lot.
Oh, there's a lot. There's like the, strength where you can get abilities like breaking down doors. Okay. You have, charisma, which you can get skills like etiquette, where you can guide conversations certain ways if your skills are high enough. Okay. Agility, where you can jump up and dodge around certain places. Let's see, spell casting, conjuring, hacking, rigging. Rigging is for like drones. And then there's the regular like body and mind type things where you get more HP, more mana.
Kind of standard for there.
Right. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in what the gameplay looks like and feels like, there's a good chunk of play up on our YouTube channel. I did like the last 3 acts, streamed that all on there, including the ending. So spoiler alert. But the thing about the ending is, like a good RPG, it branches and there's a whole bunch of different options for you to choose from that alter how it goes down.
Oh, are there a bunch of different endings for it?
The endings, from what I read, are fairly similar. You get a few like different flavor text kind of at the end, but you can go about the ending parts. There's 3 or 4 major decisions you make near the end that some actors will stay alive, some will not, et cetera, et cetera. So it's you can go the same way multiple different ways, which is what I like about Shadowrun.
Nice.
Yeah, so I would rate this as a 4.5 out of 5 Nuyen.
Fantastic.
Right. The game has a great story. It actually ties into the Shadowrun universe a lot. So a couple of major events in the Shadowrun lore, your team takes place in. So you actually get to be part of the story. It makes you make really tough choices and gives you lots of ways to solve the problems. The problems I have with it, though, are that oftentimes combat will occur immediately upon opening a door. So even if you know combat's going to happen, your character doesn't have time to take cover. And if you play a shaman that isn't highly armored, you can get trucked immediately. Like I've gone in and been dropped to like 1 hit point. I don't think I was ever outright killed, but then I had to spend my first round getting under cover and healing myself and things like that, which it'd be nice if you knew, like if you suspected combat was going to happen, if you're actually in Shadowrun, you're up against the wall and then hit the button to open the door and then look around. You're not going to be like, I'm just going to stand right in the middle of this big door and open it.
Yeah, it does seem sort of odd that you
right.
do it that way. But, well, just like in real life, sometimes you open a door and you immediately get assaulted. I mean, that's
yes. I mean, that does happen from time to time.
Pretty much daily. Let's be honest. Yeah.
I also didn't like that how when you're on a mission, you can sometimes find things like med kits, grenades, things like that, but you can't give them to your teammates. So they either go into your inventory or they go into your stash for later missions. So at the start of the mission, you get to choose stuff from your stash to give to each of your teammates. But let's say one of my teammates throws a lot of grenades and I find like 3 grenades, but I have to hold those for like spirits. I can't do anything. They just go into my inventory. So
that's kind of a bummer. I didn't see any of that when you were playing it.
Yeah, kind of nitpicky, but that's an issue I had with it. That's why it lost 0.5 new yen.
All right, well, that took it down.
Right. But overall, the story, gameplay, and difficulty, this was a difficult game. It make this a really fun game and one I would recommend to work through on your own pile if you have it.
Fantastic.
All right,
and how does
go
it,
go
I was going to ask, sorry, how does it stack up against Boston Lockdown, since I played a little bit of that with you?
Very similar type style. You have a lot more flexibility, I think, with the weapons and the armor. Well, you can't really, I guess Boston Lockdown has the flexibility where you can be a giant troll in a bikini, but
that's a must in any game I play.
Right, not so much with this one. So but very similar gameplay, choose where you're moving, move there. Cover is incredibly important, things like that.
Right. Well, yeah, I've definitely seen that. Also got steamrolled in that game a few times by enemies showing up. So
I had that happen in Dragonfall as well.
All right. Well, a common element.
Right. All right, Pete. I understand you've completed not just one but more.
Yeah. Well, I had to make up for last week when Ted made me look just totally incompetent since he beat 2. I was going for 3, actually, but the Order 1886 is actually taking me longer than I expected, but I'll probably talk about that more in in our next podcast. So you have to come back to learn about that game.
Right. Cliffhanger.
It's called a tease, people.
That's right. I'm just going to put that out there, and I'm going to snatch it away. So I guess, this week, not this week, in the couple weeks here, I wound up beating 2 games. Roundabout is one of them, and then Super Hot. So I guess I'll start off with Roundabout. Had you guys watched any videos of this or any of that?
I have not.
I've seen you playing a little bit.
Yeah, I think Ted watched some of it. It's I really liked the humor in this game. The actual concept isn't too deep, but you play as Giorgio Manos, who is the world's first revolving limo driver.
Revolving limo
driver. So yeah, I mean it's obviously a hardcore simulation. No, it's like a 3/4 overhead perspective, and you're in a limousine that just constantly spins. And you slide it around, and you have to guide it basically from point A to point B with a fare in there, and then you get money when you complete it, and you unlock more missions and progress the story and all that.
So I'm guessing if you're prone to motion sickness, you want to be right in the dead center of that limo.
That's right, totally. Oh my gosh, that would be terrifying. I'm glad there's not like a first person mode.
Oh god, yeah.
Ooh, no, actually, maybe I can mod it. We'll see. But there's not too much more to describe about the gameplay aside from you have some special abilities, like you start off with one where you can slow down time a little bit, makes it easier to move around. You can shrink down the size of your limo, or there's one that switches your direction. And then, spoilers, later you can jump in your limo. So your rotating limo flies through the air, which is sort of
Do
entertaining.
you keep spinning when that happens?
You do, yeah. In fact,
Yay,
you go
momentum.
faster.
Oh,
I think that's pretty much what everyone expected. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, you do these missions, and it gives you money, and you can buy cosmetic paint jobs and like different abilities and stuff, and hats.
so is it kind of just like an endless runner with a twist?
It's not really endless. It has a story that plays out through these. One of my favorite parts is these full motion video cutscenes that are like bad 70s style, sort of, intentionally like not actors, stupid concepts. I don't know. I streamed some of it, and you should definitely look at some videos. But they're hilarious. The music's entertaining, and these FMVs and even the pedestrians that you like squish while you're driving around are pretty funny. There's like the dude who goes, "Oh, I didn't mean to get in your way, limousine." It's yeah. So anyway, but even the achievements are pretty entertaining, I guess, because there's one of them. If you guys played Dead Rising, there was an achievement in that for basically killing as many zombies as populated the town.
Oh wow!
Which was it was like 53,596 zombies. And this game has an achievement called "I've covered wars," for having your vehicle spin that many times. And that's a reference to the line from Dead Rising. So
okay.
I sort of appreciate that humor. Yeah. So in the end, I guess I'd give this game 270 degrees out of 360 degrees. I think it's very entertaining, well worth a playthrough. But to be honest, I'm not going to be coming back to it too often, I don't think, even though it has some extras that you unlock after you beat it. Like one of them turns every noise in the game into farts.
Game of the year 2016 right here.
Yeah, totally. But even that, sadly, not enough to probably bring me back.
Okay, so worth a playthrough, but not much staying power.
Yeah, if it's on sale, I would recommend it, especially because I just really like the music and the entertaining cutscenes.
Right.
And then my next game, Super Hot. I was super excited about this the last time we talked.
Yeah, you were talking about it a lot last time, right? Because it came out when we recorded the last episode.
It was the day of the episode, and I hadn't played it at that point. So I got to play it, and it didn't take very long to rip through the story. But just to run through the concept, I know I mentioned it last time. It's this sort of stylized first-person shooter thing, except time. They say time only moves when you do, but it does still move when you're not moving. So it's just very, very slow.
Right.
But it's more of a puzzle game than a first person shooter game, because you got to be pretty methodical about what you do. Every level is basically just kill all the red dudes. And yeah, to do that, you wind up you punch them, take their guns, shoot them with the guns, throw guns. It doesn't sound very exciting when I describe it, I don't think. But
yeah, you just have to see it. I remember seeing Scott Johnson play some of it, and I think he was playing one of the endless modes.
Yeah,
and it looked really easy to begin with. But then after the hordes kept coming and coming, he quickly got kind of overrun. But like he had a lot of close calls with the samurai swords being swung at you, and he was able to to shoot it out of their hands, grab it, cut them. It looked really cool. And then at the end, it did something really nice where when you finally dropped, it just ran everything at full speed, and you got to see yourself be a total badass.
Yes, no, that's true enough. Yeah, when you beat the levels or when you die, it shows you a real-time playthrough, which is very cool. And I mean, that's pretty much it for that one. You do get this ability to sort of body swap later, but I actually found that I forgot about that a lot of the time because I had more fun just trying to dodge bullets and take people's guns and stuff like that. And then, like you mentioned, there is like an endless mode that unlocks when you beat the story. But to unlock new endless mode levels, you have to get a certain number of kills on the level, and some of them require a really obnoxious number.
Okay.
So there is a story that unfolds in between the missions too, through this sort of meta interface. It looks like DOS. you scroll around and you participate in like IRC chat stuff, and that's how your story unfolds through that and during missions. And I thought that was super cool. I really enjoyed the story and the gameplay, but again, there's so many kills required to get all the endless mode stuff. So I'm not sure I'm ever going to put the time into it for that.
Right. Yeah. It seems like once you get through the story, if all it is an endless grind, then you got other games to play. 800 some out of them.
Yeah, just a few. So anyway, continuing my meaningless scoring system, I'd give this a super out of super hot because, again, I would highly recommend playing it once. Maybe you'll find that endless mode is for you. It's maybe not for me, but it's an amazing experience. Definitely worth it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you for that, Pete. All right, Ted, what'd you finish?
Nothing. I'm lame. Division pretty much took over all the time I had to game.
Okay. Well,
it's been enjoyable.
Yeah, let's get right into the Division, actually. So the Division has an end, I would assume. Like there's a story end that hopefully will reach before they come out with the expansion, because they've already announced a year's worth of DLC content for it.
How many expansions is that per year?
It was a lot of content packs and expansions. I think there were 2 expansions and like 6 content packs. I may be completely off on that. I'm just going basically pure off memory.
That sounds plausible.
Right. So the Division, for those of you who don't know, it's a Tom Clancy title, and it was released by Ubisoft to great fanfare. It had a open beta, closed beta, had a lot of people really interested. It's very similar to, it's getting a lot of comparisons anyways to Destiny, where it is a shooter that once you kill things, it has a chance to drop upgrades. There's weapon mods, you get better gear. But unlike Destiny, there's a story.
Well, Destiny has a story now. It's just that the Division had one to start with.
Right. And I think it's captured all of our attention. The gameplay is pretty fun. I know I'm enjoying going into the dark zone, but don't just take my word for it. Ted, why don't you tell us about it, since you've been in there the longest?
Oh, what do you want to hear? I mean, there's so much dividing, and all right, maybe not.
Do you even remember what life is like outside of the Division?
Well, I remember that people don't normally have telekinesis. Okay, there are a few bugs. One of them we discovered, I think it was the other night, maybe not last night, but the night before. Yeah. and I have a picture of it, which I guess I can send on, but it's basically Pete, or his character rather, not Pete himself. I'm not that into the Division.
Right.
And he's standing there acting like he's carrying a gun, but the gun is like 4 feet away from him and about head level.
Right. Well, safety first. You don't want exploding things right next to you.
This is true. I'd rather not have anything exploding near me, in either real life or the Division.
Yeah, well, see.
But yeah, no, I mean, you're otherwise, aside from the telekinesis and the texture glitches, which are amusing in and of themselves, you're going around and trying to turn the water back on, turn the power back on, and you end up killing about half the population of New York, who have all turned into rioters, looters, and gang members, I guess, among other things. And then you go into you can go into the dark zone, which is PvP optional.
Yeah, it's an interesting system. It's one I've not seen before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great take because it allows the griefers to get that out of their system in a socially acceptable way.
Right.
So they become rogue agents once someone kills another agent, and there's a countdown. So you're only a rogue agent for so long. The longer you're a rogue agent, the more rewards you get. If you die as a rogue agent, the people who killed you get those rewards, and then you lose, I think, some dark zone XP and money and stuff like that.
Oh, do you actually lose stuff?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't know.
And the longer you're a rogue agent, the more you lose.
Okay, so that's very interesting.
It balances out in that way, I suppose. And
Yeah, the benefits are pretty good if you can get out of there alive.
Yeah, that's the trick though, because if you're anywhere within like 4 city blocks, game wise, of a rogue agent, they're going to show up on your radar. Not the map, but the radar. And so I think everyone just kind of homes in on the rogue agents, and I haven't seen anyone last a long time in the game. I know you guys found a team of rogue agents in the beta that just kind of hold up forever, but my experience so far as a rogue is hunted down pretty quickly.
Yeah, we had a good time in the beta. We had 4 of us, and we held the sewers for about half an hour. I think our timer was like 5 to 10 minutes, like that we had to go not shoot anybody to actually get rogue status off. And yeah, we leveled up. You level up super fast with the Dark Zone levels, at least to begin with. I know I hit Dark Zone level 10 pretty quick.
Yeah, they do come quick. I don't know if it keeps up at that pace or not.
Mm-hmm. But it's always, you get really nervous, especially when you find a blue or a purple item and you go to extract it and you're just looking around at everybody that's coming in. You're like, who's going to shoot me?
Yeah, you're expecting that one guy.
Yeah. The nice thing, though, is if there's a lot of people, you're actually safer, because as soon as one person starts firing on you, then they will drop instantaneously once they go rogue.
Yeah, it's like a pack of feral dogs. If anybody friendly fires or something, everybody just freaks out and just kill them. Right.
But it is a pretty fun way to do it, to wait for the extraction to start coming, and then if you're all alone with one other dude, or you've got the drop on 2 guys, you can get some free loot.
Well, you also found an exciting aspect of extracting, didn't you, the other day? The fact that there's a maximum number of them that can go on a single extraction.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Like, we were trying to extract all of our loot that we had because I was almost full. And the helicopter would come in, and there would be a horde of people all surrounding the rope, and it can only hold like 6 to 8 packs. And so if you're not the first 6 or 8 people to actually click on the thing, then you have to wait for the next one.
It just flies away immediately. It's like, yeah, all right.
I think I had to wait for like 3 or 4 helicopters to get mine off.
That was bad.
It's pretty terrible. But overall, it is a lot of fun. One thing I have with it is, I'm going to give you guys the warning now out there, listeners. If you're playing with friends, if they're more than 5 levels ahead of you, don't. Because you will get one shot by everything.
And that's my fault.
Well, no, I'm kind of upset with that they do that leveling scheme and they don't tell you really. As I know, like, I joined up with our friend Evan, and he was like level 12 and I was level like 7. And so I went to do a mission and it said mission difficulty level 6. And I was like, all right, well, let's pump it up to hard mode. So I pump it up to hard mode. We get in there and the first guy is like level 6. The next ton of guys are like level 13 hard.
Yeah.
And so I'm like walking in, I'm like, all right, I killed that first guy real fast, no problem. And I just walk up and all of a sudden, boom, I'm just dead. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that one's rough.
And then Evan was like, oh my God, there's so many of them. I'm like, what? You're level 13. You should be able to handle it. No, oh my God, I'm dead. Oh, okay. So I understand why they do it. They don't want people to power level, but I think there's better ways to handle that.
I feel like they're achievable. I think when I was low level, I played with, I think Chris and Ted or somebody. But yeah, it's, you got to be a lot more tactical or selective. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't do like when you're the same level as the enemies and you can stand toe to toe. Here's
a really good tip though. Like, if you're way far ahead of your buddies and you want to wait for them to catch up, let them go do their thing out doing missions. You go into the Dark Zone, you don't level up at all on your player level, but you can level your Dark Zone level, which your Dark Zone level doesn't make any difference whatsoever in your matchmaking capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm spending most of my time right now is the Dark Zone, so that I can maybe get some better gear there, because you've like 2 or 3 different tiers of Dark Zone gear, and I'm not gonna over level such that I can't keep playing with you guys, because I'm right at the border of a new norm, not Dark Zone normal. I don't know how you want to call it. level of entering the dark zone. If I do that, I can't play with you guys until I hit like level 20 or something like that.
Right.
So I either have to stop playing or keep playing the dark zone. I'm really not sure what to do.
Right.
Yeah, because
The dark zone is a lot of fun, and you get some really good gear. So
True.
It's definitely true.
yeah.
It's pretty tense. But man, that game also has a lot of graphical issues for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Are you running a NVIDIA card?
I am. Yeah, I have a 970.
Have you updated the drivers?
I thought I had, but I don't really know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that they've had a lot of issues with NVIDIA. There was actually a major issue with the NVIDIA drivers right when the Division came out, that if you, like a good gamer, went to update your drivers and you were a bad person by clicking Express Installation, good job. Your computer just got bricked.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Nice.
So they were able to patch that. But I do know some people whose computers actually legitimately got damaged by it. And there's not much recourse, unfortunately. So, yeah, be careful out there, guys. Probably wait a day or so. Unless you're experiencing major issues, wait a day or two before installing new drivers for things like graphic drivers, because they can come out and bite you like this one did.
But it's sort of charming because, like, you guys have seen Terminator 2, right?
Yeah.
You know that scene where where the T-2000 turns to liquid metal, like his face comes through the window into the helicopter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's happened in the Division for me. There was some guy standing in an office, and when I got close enough, his face shot towards me and like flew through the window. So I actually kind of enjoy that. It keeps me on my toes. You never know what's real and what's like a smallpox hallucination or whatever.
Yeah, Pete, I should note that the NVIDIA drivers did update on about the 8th of this month.
Okay.
So you might want to try again.
I'll double check. But I don't want to lose my hallucinations.
Please tell me if you right. Tell me if you get the same ad I did when I was updating my drivers. Because I got an ad for the Division saying it was made for the 970. So
fantastic. Well, see, so I'm experiencing it the way they intended.
Yeah, I think we've all got the same graphic card now. It's kind of cool.
Ooh,
that's
spooky.
nice.
It's nice. All right. Well, let's see. Let's move on. Ted, what have you been climbing the pile besides the Division?
A little bit of Borderlands 2 with Pete.
I joined for a little bit. It was useless.
This is true. I didn't mean to exclude you. I'm sorry, Pete and Rob. And we're up to the point where we just met the mechanic who has us collect dune buggy parts or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, they're armed dune buggies, gun trucks, whatever you want to call them. We just finished that, and we were trying to figure out how I think at the end of that we were trying to figure out how to actually use the secondary fire on the rocket launcher. We think we have it down.
More challenging than you might expect.
Yeah, seriously, because it either explodes in your face or it actually launches at least one rocket. And I think the way I think we figured it out is we eventually correlated the firing of at least one rocket with the fact that the reticule is directly on the opposing buggy or helicopter or whatever as it fires.
Okay.
And it's got to be at the center too. It can't be like
off
wheel or something. Yeah, I don't know. It is the most finicky thing ever.
It is. I'd never even used that before. I didn't realize that it had a secondary fire until I was trying this. But
yeah, I don't know what it is about Borderlands 2 that didn't catch me like Borderlands 1 did, because I played the heck out of that.
I think that might be the problem. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I played the first one
it's like, oh, this is the same game pretty much.
Yeah.
See, I didn't play the first one, which I don't know, I'm lame, but I just have the second one to go by, so this is a totally different experience for me.
Right. Yeah, it's I definitely want to keep going, but it's a game that you definitely play with friends.
Yes.
Playing solo, it doesn't get too much of the experience, so you want to play with friends.
Yep.
I'm just waiting for you guys to catch up to level 14 so I can use my Siren instead of the Psycho, because the Psycho class is pretty terrible.
It is awful
so far.
Well, people
Yeah,
we'll have to get up to 14 so that Rob can actually join us.
All right, we can do that.
Yes.
Well, I have been climbing the pile with Life is Strange, a Square Enix title that got critical acclaim back when it was released, and I am enjoying the heck out of that thing.
That's like episodic?
Yeah, it's episodic. There's 5 episodes,
Okay.
and I'm currently in episode 3.
Nice.
And this was one game that I have a unique experience with because it's one of the only games in recent memory that I've entered into knowing absolutely nothing about. Like, I knew that it had really good reviews. People were critically saying this is one of the best games I've ever played. And you have to make hard decisions in it. But I knew nothing about the main character. I knew nothing about the story. I knew nothing about the mechanics.
Yeah, I'll admit, I still don't know anything about it, except that I saw your stream briefly and there was a spill option.
Right.
And I was super excited about that, and then my computer froze up, so I didn't get to see what happened.
Yeah, if you want the fresh experience of going in like I did with not knowing anything about it, I highly recommend it. So skip the next about 45 seconds. So I'll tell you,
Okay.
for everybody else, I will go ahead and tell you the brief synopsis. So you play as a 18-year-old girl joining a new school that's for gifted students in art and photography. And you suddenly black out in class and you end up at this lighthouse in the city. And all of a sudden, it's like there's a tornado ripping through and it's going to destroy the city. And all of a sudden you wake back up and you thought, okay, that was weird. I don't recall actually going to sleep, but okay, cool. And then you go out to the bathroom afterwards and some girl gets shot in there. And then all of a sudden you snap back and you're in class. And but the same thing is happening again, the same conversation and everything. You discover that you have the power to control time, to reverse time.
Wow,
and
that is, I had no idea.
Right. I had no idea, but I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see what we can do with this power. So I get to explore the power along with the main character because she's trying to figure out how to control it, how to use it. And she discovers she uses it too much, then she's, nosebleed and pass out and all that. And so she discovers this plot, or not this plot, but this natural phenomena coming to destroy the city. And there's a whole bunch of weird crap going on. And so you get to live the life of this poor girl that's getting sucked into all of this. And you get to make a lot of really tough choices that can really screw over various people in the story. So
Okay.
that was much longer, 45 seconds. So you're spoiled. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh man. Ruined.
But I'm streaming every bit of this. So you can go to our stream. I've got like 3 or 4 parts already up, and I'll make sure I stream the entire thing. The thing about this game is that depending on the choices you make is going to drastically alter the playthrough. And so this is actually a game that I haven't experienced this as Mass Effect 1, where as soon as I defeat the game, I want to go back and start over again and choose different choices and see how that goes.
High praise.
Yes. So I will have a full review once I'm done with it. And let's move on to Pete. What have you been playing?
Well, before I talk about mine, I have to know, can you spill over and over again with your time powers?
Yes, you could.
Oh, thank goodness. All right.
Yeah.
That's on my must play list now. I guess in addition to The Division, I was playing some of The Order 1886, which you guys remember when that came out? It was a full price game and everybody got pissed off because it was short.
It's like I put that out of my mind, so that must have came out a while ago.
Yeah, well, it's been a while. It's a PS4 game, and I guess I expected it to be really short, and it's turned out to be a little bit longer than I expected. But I'll have more on that next time. It's all right. I'm not going to play through it right after I beat it again. So
not that high praise.
It's no Life is Strange, but
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about adding to the pile. So there's some games that we've added. We've already talked about The Division, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about Quantum Break. I know I talked about it last episode, but it's actually going to be coming out not before the next episode. So we'll get to talk about it again. But I did see a gameplay video. Did you watch that at all, Pete?
I did. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, I seem to like time travel or time control type games now, apparently. So
is that your thing? Yeah. I guess
apparently that's my thing with Life is Strange and now this. Yeah, you're able to like it feels very similar to Alan Wake in terms of the mechanics, gameplay mechanics, except for now you control time.
right. Did you ever play Singularity? Sorry, a sidetrack, but
No, I haven't.
that's
Is it similar to that?
That's another time. Well, it's another time game. You got me thinking about time games, and Singularity was one that was a really pleasant surprise for me when I played it.
Yeah, I think I probably have that in my Steam library. I would not be surprised. So let's go back and play that.
As opposed to Time Shift, which seems Time Shift. Don't do that one. Just don't.
Yeah, don't do that one. Okay. All right. Well, what have you added and what are you excited about, Pete?
Oh my god. Well, finally we've reached the part of this where I'm good at it. I think I looked at the numbers and I don't know how this happened. 14 new games since we last talked.
Holy crap.
That's yeah, like I said, I'm not quite sure what happens. But things that I'm excited about coming out, Homefront Revolution looks kind of interesting to me. I guess we'll see. It strikes me as sort of Division-ish, or not Division, but Destiny. The other D. Why do they have D names?
Division on the brain.
MMO shooters.
Right.
And then Hyperlight Drifter is coming out soon. That's a pixel art. I'm not even sure what it is really. Like a action RPG maybe.
Okay.
That I backed as a Kickstarter, so I'm excited to see that come out soon. And then basically anything VR, I'm pretty jazzed about.
Yeah, so much of the VR stuff has come out the last couple months, at least like pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sony just announced yesterday, I think, their pricing.
Yep.
And came in really under the other ones. But then, you toss in the cost that you have to buy the PS4 if you don't already have it, then you need the PS camera, and then you need 2 Move controllers, and then you're talking the same amount as an Oculus Rift. So
yeah, it adds up. But I guess it's if you want the experience.
Yeah. Now you actually pre-ordered a Vive, didn't you?
I did. That's partly why I'm so excited about this now.
Right.
I'm financially committed. And so, unfortunately, I was not early enough to get the April shipments. So
I'm hoping that they'll pump out enough to actually get it to you in April, because I really want to play with it when I'm over.
I know.
There.
Well, I really want to. I'm excited about sharing it with other people because it's.
You want pink eye.
That was it. I want some Division-style hallucinations in my regular life, so I figure maybe I can get that through some sort of eye infection.
Right. It's the VR game is afoot for sure, and I'm really excited because a lot of articles are coming out about games that are being designed for it and are already launch titles, and there's a number of quality games for each platform, and a lot of the Vive and Oculus games are kind of cross-platform. They'll work with either one. Yeah. So it's a good time to be a gamer, I think, and I'm just kind of waiting to see how things play, get your review on it before I plunk down hard-earned cash on it. So
I think that's totally, that's the right thing to do. I think I blacked out and I was like, what happens? Oh God, I ordered one.
Oh, trust me, that thing was in my shopping cart. Yeah, I looked at that all day. I'm like, I can just press the button. I mean, it's got a credit card limit. I could do it. No, I can quit anytime and then close it.
That's right. Oh boy. But yeah, so those are some of the things I'm excited about as well. But I also started doing the stupid Humble monthly bundle.
Oh God, you're gonna hit 1,000 in no time.
Yeah, like as though I don't buy enough games myself. Now they pick a bunch and give them to me, including like Sentinels of the Multiverse, which I think is a board game.
It is a board game. Like they made a video game of this?
Apparently. I'd never heard of it. I went and watched a YouTube video of it yesterday, but
I can bring it in April. We can play it.
Well, I guess we'll see. I'll have to try the game and we'll see if
it's a Sentinels of the Multiverse is at least the board game. You each kind of play a kind of a comic book hero. and go against villains. So it's basically a card game that you start with your deck, so it's not a deck builder, but you kind of go through your deck and try to defeat the villain before they defeat you. And there's lots of statuses and effects that you do. It's a really fun game. There's a lot of different combinations, a lot of replayability. So it's a pretty solid game. I'm interested to see what they did to make it video game-ish. I don't know if they just made a direct rip.
It kind of looked that way from what I saw.
Okay.
There might be some, I don't know, animation kind of stuff that happens, but otherwise, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I still got to try it.
Okay. Yeah, let us know if it has like multiplayer or anything like that, because that might be something I'll pick up and we can play together.
Yeah, I'll have to stream some too, so that we can
cool.
See that. Anyway,
so what else did you get with that bundle?
Oh my gosh, I got a bunch of things I already had actually. So like,
see that's why I'm like, this is a terrible idea for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna get like all these games. Do you get them as keys? Can you get them out? Or
so guess what, guys?
Oh gosh,
Who's gonna be getting games? It's you.
Oh boy.
But I guess some of the new ones that were in there was there's one called Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. I think that's a platformer or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I've seen videos of it. Something called Switch Cars. Again, I'd never heard of this. Watched some videos. Battle Sloths. I have no idea what that is.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm going to hit you.
Exactly.
Fast-paced
action.
Ow.
So we'll discover what that means, because I have no idea. I did finally buy a new Xbox One game.
So it makes two of them now?
Right. I think I have a few. I can't remember how many I have, but it's like the shortest thing in my game list.
Yeah.
But I got Sunset Overdrive, which just was on sale, and I lack self-control. So,
right. Yeah, the only other Xbox game I have besides Halo 5 is Dragon Age Inquisition. That's because it came with
because you had no choice.
Yeah. Well, so I had a choice between games. That was the only one that I was at least mildly interested in. So,
well,
so 14 choice. Games you added to your pile. Wow.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. I don't even remember buying some of these, to be honest. I don't know what happened. They
Kids
just showed
don't
up in my
drink
Steam
and buy
library.
games.
Yeah, don't drink and buy games. Bad idea.
If only that were my excuse. Oh my gosh.
So Ted, what have you added to the pile?
Well, I'm surprised neither of you mentioned this. I mean, a little surprised. Broforce?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Pete, you're actually up to 15.
Yeah. No, I already had
Broforce. He had that. He had that already. So we should actually mention that in climbing the pile. Yeah, we all played Broforce together. Yeah. We got through a good chunk of the story, I think.
Yeah,
it gets like ridiculous when I'd only played by myself.
The carpet bombing.
Yeah, when there's 3 people. Oh man, that's insane.
Yeah, the network lag didn't help.
No, not really.
It's a fun game. I mean, I'm not normally into platformers, but that was pretty amusing.
Right. I think that might be something we may have to, when we're there all in Seattle, we put that on, because I'm sure it does local co-op. We can plug in a few Xbox controllers and go to town.
I think so. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I have to write that down.
No, that took up a few hours, and the rest I spent doing math in the Division.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Clancy's Math Blaster. Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about the Division at all.
We should really mention that. Yeah.
What is that?
Preparing to dispense product. Your business is appreciated.
Speaking of humble bundles, there's a new one out there that's available until the 22nd, so you have 5 days to jump in on this. The Humble Jumbo Bundle 6 is out. It includes some great games, including the one I just reviewed, Shadowrun Dragonfall. There's a number of Shadowrun games in here. So for any price, you choose what you pay. You can unlock Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas, Shadowrun Chronicles, Boston Lockdown. If you pick that up, let us know. We can. I know Pete and I have it. We can play with you. Let's see, War Machine Tactics, Standard Edition. And then if you pay 12 or more, you'll unlock Grey Goo. And if you pay $7.25 or more, you will get Shadowrun Dragonfall, the director's cut, Dreamfall, which I understand is a fantastic game as well. That's on my pile. Magicka 2, Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, which I've never heard of.
I don't know what that one is either.
Banned in Latvia.
Yeah, oh man.
Transocean, the shipping company, and Shadowrun Returns. So you can get two of the four Shadowrun games. Actually 3 of the 4 Shadowrun
you got
games.
Chronicles, Dragonfall, and Returns. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good way to get in there for, it's like just $7.25. So you can get 3 wonderful Shadowrun games. So, but go out there, help, donate to charity. So good.
It's for a good cause, and you're getting games.
Right. And yeah, as Pete mentioned, humblebundle.com/monthly if you want to get inundated with more games.
Yeah, just in case you don't want to know what you're buying every month.
Right. That's the problem. I did Loot Crate for a while, but I just got way inundated with tchotchkes that I don't need.
Yeah, that's why I'd never done one before, but I was so... Yeah, in one of those blackout sessions when I was on Humble Bundle, I wound up with it in my cart.
Yeah, I clicked, or I was interested in one that did board games. There was actually a board game, I think it's Board Game Bento.
Nice.
But the problem is that I've got like 100 and something board games in my collection. So I knew that I would get repeats, and so we keep watching it to see like how they're doing. And every month, like there's one game we don't have out of like 4 or 5 that they send you.
Man.
So decided not to do that because they're not as easily giftable as as Steam games.
Yeah, on the plus side, the monthly bundle stuff you can just give people keys.
You just give away, yeah. And for those of you with an Xbox, if you haven't got Halo 5 already, kind of the key definitive game on the Xbox right now, it is on sale for $30. So you can, it's half price. You can go pick that up. It's, I played that one, is better than Halo 4.
But that's really not saying a whole lot.
No, it's not. It was an enjoyable campaign. The storytelling and the voice acting was really good. It felt a little short. And but I think they're continuing to do these ongoing episodic content. Like they did that in Halo 4, and I had no idea they were doing that. And then I had to catch up on the story through YouTube. So
yeah, I wasn't aware of that either.
Yeah, so there's like episodic content that you can go through and do. So go pick that up if you haven't already. All right, any other deals you guys saw out there?
I got nothing.
No, I think that was pretty much it that I'm aware of right now.
All right. Well, let's go and wrap this thing up. So, Pete, what are you going to be streaming in the next couple weeks?
Well, so I'm going to be finishing off of the Order 1886. And then I was looking through my game list, and I might stream some of Tiny and Big Grandpa's Leftovers.
What is that?
None of you have ever heard of that, probably.
No.
So you'll have to watch. You'll have to see.
Tune in. Okay. All right, Ted, where are you going to be streaming?
I'm intrigued. No, I'll do either Borderlands 2 or maybe also The Division. Not really sure.
Why not both?
At the same time.
Right.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to be doing Life is Strange. Going to try to finish that up. And then I might go back and do it again. I'll see. I probably won't stream the second time through. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think I should play after Life is Strange?
The Division.
After Life is Strange.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. The Division.
I've had 2 kind of more serious games. Shadowrun, Dragonfall, and Life is Strange. So I'm thinking kind of more like a funny, upbeat game.
Funny and upbeat.
Yeah.
Do they even make those? How about Shadowrun?
I could do Shadowrun Hong Kong.
Yes. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a good question.
I'm going to have to look at your list. I don't have it up in front of me. That was stupid of me.
All right. Well, you guys go ahead and think about that and challenge me on the next episode. We'll see how things go.
I'm going to do that.
Fair enough.
All right. If you would like to game with us, you can find links to all of our different gaming profiles and more in the show notes of each episode at poshame.com. Feel free to give any shout outs to anyone or anything you would like. Guys, so I shouldn't have read that, but okay. If you're into World of Warcraft, you can check out my other podcast right here on the D20 Crit Network called Monk Meditation at monkmeditation.com. Pete?
Yeah, as for me, feel free to drop me a line at any of my accounts if you have a terrible game you think I should play, because I'm always looking for the next train wreck.
All right, and Ted.
Drop me a line too, but not with any terrible games, please. I'm just always looking for new partners in crime. Also, shout out to all the rogue agents, since you invited me to make a shout out. In the Dark Zone, you make extractions of gear from the Dark Zone much more interesting. Thank you.
Indeed.
Nice.
All right, to get in contact with the show, email us at show@poshame.com. And Pete, how can everyone best reach us?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Rob is at WowMonk on Twitter. Pete is at Fighting Viper, singular. Ted is at Periclean with a K, not a C. And you can follow the show at POShame.
All right, conquer the pile, don't quit. We'll be back in a couple weeks with more games to add to the pile. Until then, don't get smothered by your pile of shame.
Perfect.
I rolled a 20.